everyone, welcome back to our playthrough of Disco Elysium. I actually don't remember what happened in the last episode, but I know this episode we're finally going to speak to this man. So we're just going to jump right into this. Remember to like and subscribe, and let's just get to it, you know?
Gendarmerie, you found me.
Yeah, you.
His slender figure is backlit by city lights, its distant streets and motorways flashing like diamonds. It feels like a Friday. He seems to be in a good mood tonight.
Yeah, the cleaning lady just
Beautiful.
let us in.
So tell me, are you here to make things right again?
I'm not going to make things just right. I'm going to make them spectacular.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I have some good news for you.
Okay.
My Sunday friend is visiting me tonight.
Who's that?
I told him about you and he'd like to say hello. Step in. He's already waiting.
By the way, I'm really digging the view here.
Mm-hmm. That's why I chose this place. Martinaise is special, isn't it?
You're high.
Wait, suddenly you're digging things?
Is it Friday tonight? It feels like
Yeah,
Friday.
it does feel like the end of the week. Such gentle weather. Even the rain feels nice.
And why would I want to meet your friend?
Trust me, you do.
Okay, but first I want to talk to you.
That's nice, but I don't have anything to tell you. It's my friend you're looking for, not me.
He takes another drag
What?
off his unfiltered cigarette and looks
Why is-
around. It's getting dark and the neighboring windows have lit up one by one.
Why does things feel super weird right now?
Downstairs, a cat crosses the yard, disappearing into the bush.
Besides, I've got to run.
Huh?
He's going to leave you alone again. That's sad.
Run
To
where?
the city. It's a beautiful night.
Only if you promise we'll talk again. It's important.
Something flutters in the corner of the lieutenant's mouth as you're saying those words.
We'll talk. Just not tonight.
What the
Take
fuck?
care, all right?
What? Interview Sunday's friend.
And he's gone again. Looks like it's becoming a theme for him.
There's something different about him. I just can't put my finger on it.
Different, of course.
He smells good. Why on earth does he smell so good?
He smells good.
That's weird, right?
He smells good, and that's weird. Come on, detective, let's go. We've got a potential witness to interview. His Sunday friend, remember?
Yeah, who the fuck? What? I don't even understand what's happening now. Well, sir, excuse me while I explore. Empty ashtray. Oh, actually, wait, there's this right here. A quarter business magazines. Dish soaking up in a pot. Flyers, underground parties, dates, opening lectures. An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. It's over here. Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. An old photo of the same apartment dated year 01. Buckets of paint layered on old newspaper. And your Sunday friend?
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
You shouldn't be seeing him in an intimate setting. For some reason, you feel this man is your superior. Superior, but he's not in the command chain.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government.
What?
I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé. I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super.
What?
I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
Hanging? What a drag. He seems like a cultured gentleman. You should ask him about the finer things.
Before we go on, I absolutely have to inquire about this wonderful canopy. Before we go on, tell me about where you got this. Yeah, the robe.
Oh, we got it from an atelier in the East Delta Commerce Center. Personally, I think it's a little culturally insensitive, but the material is great. Sadly, the shop is now out of business. That's really all I can tell you about it.
The lieutenant takes out his notebook and nods to you to proceed.
What's an official like you doing in
The
Martinaise?
coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
So you're some kind of bureaucrat.
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur-la-Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the Moral Intern is joking or not.
What is the Z price
It
stability?
is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment,
Okay.
which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
Basically, it makes sure the price of bread doesn't change.
Right.
Précisément. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce.
Okay.
That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
Below
But not
2%
too
of
far
what?
below. No. 2 below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
Yeah, you're not answering my
The
questions.
coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Yes, I
A
would.
sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the Moral Intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today.
What?
That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the Moral Intern's commitment to transparency.
What is the international
La
community?
communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition.
Okay.
In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
I've heard that the before, but I don't know.
It's the International Organization for
Okay.
Moralists. Hence, Moralist International.
Okay.
The Institute of Price Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
So what I'm hearing is that we're Molotern bitches, or so we're actually working for the Molotern. That doesn't seem so
There are
bad.
more nefarious powers to work for than the Moral Intern.
Are you a moralist?
But of course,
Why?
because moralists believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values.
Are you a moralist?
Me? I'm a lieutenant of the RCM, dedicated to maintaining law
What?
and order in Revachol.
A very moralist answer.
The lieutenant is practiced in the art of putting on a show for one's superiors.
Yeah, Martinaise doesn't seem very normal or stable.
Martinaise? No. Martinaise is something else.
What about West Revachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
It's like every time I talk to people, I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism?
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
It's usually the most boring
Not
one.
boring, my friend. Responsible.
Okay.
Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Sur la clé?
What's there to say? Sur-la-Clé is a modern, urbanized country that measures very
Where's it
high
at?
on the Human Development and Freedom Index. Mostly, though, it's known as the executive heart of EPIS. Moreover, it is a great sponsor of less emerged countries. Revachol is only one of its many darlings whose progress it supports and cherishes.
So you're from a better off place.
Darling, that can't be an official designation.
What makes Revachol their
Because
darling?
a great percentage of Revachol's culture hails from Sur-la-Clé.
Okay.
Its language, its people, its cuisine even. Or at least in the downtown La Delta area.
Jamrock and other parts of the international zone have been mercifully spared of Sur-la-Clé's love for meatballs and mashed potatoes.
Interesting. Enough. Let's talk about
Whatever
something
you
else.
wish, officer.
You actually witnessed the
I'm sorry
lynching?
to say I did, officer.
Is it because you did it?
Because I did it?
What did you see?
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
He holds out his hands and blossoms his fingers, like a
He's
drama teacher setting the scene.
he's dramatic as well, I see.
What do you mean, like in a play?
It was just so strange. I could barely comprehend what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened,
Okay.
getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood I should not be seeing this.
Sounds like the victim was unconscious, or at least incapacitated. Well done, detective.
Can you describe
I
them?
couldn't see their faces well, and there were quite a few of them. But they were very loud and very Martinaise. Let's just say that the laboring classes can get rather expressive with their profanities.
How many were there?
I couldn't tell you exactly. Less than 10. Maybe 8?
The lieutenant sends you a sharp look at the mention of that number.
Were any of them
That's
huge?
a giant you're describing. No, they were all quite human, as far as I could tell.
Then what
I went
happened?
back inside.
Were you able to see anything from inside?
Officer, the yard was pitch black. There was nothing to see, but I could still hear their voices. They were threatening to kill that poor man.
Were they men,
All
women?
men, I presume.
Oh.
But again, I couldn't see very clearly.
Were they Kojaks, Kips, the funny squinting men?
Those funny... Oh, officer, that kind of language is unbecoming
I don't know
of
why
an
I said
officer
that.
of the RCM. I believe they were mostly white, though I believe I saw two
Okay.
Aeropagites among them. And I am quite certain that one spoke with a Mesk accent.
What happened
Well,
next?
that's the strangest part, officer. Nothing happened. It was oddly quiet for a public lynching.
They lynched him.
Eventually, their shouts died down, and that was all. There were no gunshots, no celebratory shouts, no anything.
Why didn't you call the RCM?
You're right, of course. That is what one is supposed to do in such circumstances. I was simply in shock.
I don't trust
I'm
you.
afraid I don't have anything else to add.
About what time was all this happening, approximately?
All I can say is that it was late.
You didn't check your
My
watch?
watch. Yes, now I remember. It was 30 minutes past midnight, give or take.
Well, so let me get this straight. You didn't actually witness the hanging itself, did you?
No, I didn't see the corpse until the following day.
Well, that was a waste
I'm
of time.
sorry I couldn't be of more assistance.
Can you tell me about your
Ah.
friend?
My friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
How did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends?
What? I'm
Bad
asking
things
you a
happening on
question.
the Insulindian Isola. Oil platforms ablaze in the night.
Okay.
Civil wars lasting for years. Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
You're describing how the coalition occupied
One of the
Revachol.
wonders of democracy is that everyone is allowed to have his own opinion. And not just allowed, encouraged even. Have you ever tried debate?
What do you even mean?
Debating. You should consider
You're
joining
not
a
answering
debating
my
society for adults.
questions.
I hear they're oodles of fun. I used to have a flyer for one, but now that I start thinking of it, it was for an improv class anyway. It's this funny theater thing, you know? Very creative. Helps relieve stress.
A chill runs down your spine as you envision a half-dozen people in professional attire standing around a chair, awkwardly pretending to be waiting for a motor bus. It's neither funny nor creative.
You still haven't told me who he
Sorry.
is.
Who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony, where you were just talking
But I
about him.
told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future,
What the fuck?
especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
What's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand.
What?
I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So, all you can tell me about him is that he's here to study
He's
the arts.
deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts. Yes.
Which
He's
one?
a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking.
You don't
who
even know?
knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
And what are you doing in the
I'm
apartment?
just enjoying the view.
What view? It's dark
Listen.
outside.
A baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
No, listen. The Insulindian Bay.
What about
This
it?
place used to be a luxury accommodation before
Okay.
the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen.
Okay.
But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
But I was asking about your
My
friend.
friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
Is this his apartment or your apartment?
A busy bee. What an odd choice of words.
It's something else in
I'm
mind.
all ears, officer.
And that's all I
A
got.
moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Why can't we
It's
talk
against
later?
diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I'm not going anywhere. I just wanted to take a look around the
Sure,
apartment.
go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
There's... What?
Was there anything else?
I think
Of
that's
course.
it.
I'm glad.
You didn't help. What do you think?
Yes?
Whatever. You didn't help me very much. I don't think so, but maybe I'm just too stupid to understand what he's trying to throw down. Very interesting. Not much help. Let's just exit out of here. Let me look at my case. +1 drama. I just want to see what it looks like. Ah! Let's not put that on. Drama. Well, I don't know. what we should be doing then. Oh wait, who is this? Is that the little kid? Oh yeah, it is.
Trying to sneak up on me again?
Ay, ay, ay. Well, I think if I'm not mistaken, we were supposed to talk to that little fucker of a kid. The musty smell of potato cellar in the spring emanates from the air vent. Okay. You.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad? Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
Would you happen to know anything about any missing
No,
locusts?
Kuno doesn't give a fuck about bugs.
So he knows locusts are bugs.
Right?
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to lame prison!
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
You kids are in
Deny
trouble.
everything, Kuno. You need to lawyer up.
Kuno's not gonna say anything without his lawyer present.
Lame. That rings some bells. Could this be connected to Night City? AKA, the City of Rage.
Is this about the city rage?
God, Kuno, no! It's gonna happen now. They're gonna make you lame.
Stop it, see. No one's gonna make anyone lame. Kuno's got this under control.
Oh god.
There's definitely something going on here. You should check out Kuno's shack, the one with the pig's head.
I mean, I can try this sympathy.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him.
City
could be
rage,
useful.
Night City. What's going on here?
No!
The evil shit behind the
You
fence.
told him about it and now he knows you're lame.
The city's not fucking lame. You are lame. Kuno's tired of defending Rage City from... Just fuck off, alright? And fuck you too,
Jesus.
putting Kuno on the spot like that. Kuno doesn't need to fucking explain his shit. Kuno's king. He rules here. Fuck did you want?
Explain himself, as if explaining some kind of work, some kind of avant-garde work
No.
way ahead of its time.
No, I'm not interested. I don't want
Stop
art.
denying it. You want art.
No.
Kuno doesn't...
Opioid receptor antagonist. Halt. Put down the pipe, scumbag. The narc is on the scene, and he's gonna tell it to you straight. Drugs are for losers. They fry your brain and rewire your circuits to self-destruct. And they make you masturbate too.
What
Have
the
a drink
fuck?
instead. Have 2. Have 3 bottles of wine. It's impossible to masturbate after 3 bottles of wine.
Jesus Christ.
And remember, friends don't let friends get high or be sober. Peace out, little brother.
No positive effects from drugs, no negative effects from alcohol. Okay, so his shack... Is that over there? Go over here. How do I get there? I gotta go back this way. Kim, why are you ahead of me? Is this the shack he was talking about?
The door is closed again. Nothing to do here anymore. You hear someone inside. Walk.
His shack. Is it this? It's that over there, right? I don't think we got in there, right? I don't remember. That was so long ago that this happened. But it wants us to check it. I thought it was that place. No, that's the basement that we've had to go check for that dude, the big fat guy. I can't remember anybody's name right now. Everett, there you go. So this shack? Yes. The sound of melting snow dripping from the roof is strange. This one with the pig in it. What's this? It's crawling with locusts here.
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts
Disgusting.
fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the shack has been shaped into mounds of mud, dotted with little holes for windows. Like skyscrapers, spires of dirt and sand rising. Accommodations for their insectoid inhabitants.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. So at least that's going well.
Stop being sarcastic.
Oh, I'm not being sarcastic
Oh my
at
God.
all. We are making real progress here.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
We should talk to him and
I'll
make him
let
stop.
you handle the Kuno side of things. You are doing just fine.
Oh, Kuno. I just want to take you. Why weren't you the one that was strangled? Truly, why wasn't he the one that got strangled? Kuno, you make my life a living hell. Where's your family? Go home.
Kuno's like Kuno's dad. Kuno doesn't give a fuck about anything.
That's rough. I know you took the locust from the traps that the cryptozoologist set up.
Yeah. Kuno took the bugs. So what?
So it wasn't a phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
Yeah, you said you don't give a fuck about bugs, then why'd you go and build a whole bug town?
It's not Bugtown. It's the city of locusts. Locusts aren't just bug shit. They come out of the sky like a fucking shadow. Shit descends.
Oh.
Stop!
Locusts coming down like a shadow. This must be the night city he mentioned when you asked him where he's been.
So that in there is Night City?
Yeah, Locust City. City of rage. City of lights.
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantastical city. It's almost too big for his imagination. The girl forces herself to watch again, the corners of her eyes twitching from discomfort.
City of Rage sounds like a cool place.
No, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is. Please just don't say you're...
An artist. Maybe I am an artist.
Oh,
You hear
no.
that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist now.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
That's great, Kuno. It's cool to make art.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds. Don't let him, Kuno.
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be.
Oh,
Kuno's
my
his
goodness.
own man. Kuno's free.
Bottom of his shirt trying to rip it open.
Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno
Okay.
can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Oh.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window.
That depends on your choices,
Without
girl.
a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I need you to stop taking locusts from the traps or trying to find something very important. Those locusts are bait.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all lame now. C was right.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
What does City of Locusts
It
mean?
don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame.
What's gonna happen to him?
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die.
Okay, now that's settled. I'd rather be
The
off.
fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
You know what that is?
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
I guess we'll tell the cryptozoologist that we finished his task for him. And now he can try again. I mean, there has to be these phantom bugs because there's the mist place too. So like, there's weird shit happening around here. Oh, she's not here. They're not here. Okay. I'm gonna go over here. What was this place? Door's closed for today. Time to put the kids to sleep. Oh, that's what the kids stayed. It is rather dark.
The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted.
I'll be sleeping in my room in the whirling. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning.
Okay. Goodbye.
An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, adorned with the expression.
Old science fiction magazines, books about bird watching. Billboards Creek. I could shave my face. Remember we did that once. Now, if I leave, is Kim gone? He is. So if I travel here, will what's-her-face still be here? Like, is she at her boat? I don't know if she's hanging out this late at night. She is.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
More questions
More
about
lessons
reality.
in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What times
These
are these?
Unimportant times, detective. You and I were born after the dust had settled. 1,000th of a second too late.
Too late for what?
For the big time.
What was the big
The
time?
revolution.
And what is the revolution I keep hearing about?
It's quite easy. Every 100 years or so, our species gets together to decide what's next, who gets shot in the head, and who gets the mineral rights. It's a real kerfuffle.
When was this?
Turn of the century revolution? Don't answer it. It's a trick question.
Huh.
The revolution began in '02 on the Isola of Grad, though by the end, nearly the whole world had gotten involved.
And who started it?
It wasn't a who, but a what. A pandemic of Zarat, a particularly virulent prion disease. which the authorities in Grad proved unable to contain. Then Mazov came along and overthrew the government.
What did this Tazraz do?
It made people overthrow their governments.
Really?
Of course not.
No.
It was a highly infectious microorganism that destroyed brain tissue.
Ew.
The actual causes of the revolution were material. The pandemic only provided the spark.
And where did it spread from there?
From Revachol and Grad? Not far. The world managed to cauterize itself. Mazov's government was overthrown in 08, and the coalition crushed the Revachol commune 2 years later. It was the end.
What came
Why?
next?
You and I, officer. Our lives in the zone of control.
Something tells you her life and yours are not that similar.
Yeah, our lives are not the
No
same.
doubt. But we share the same time and position on the planet's crust. That counts for more than you think.
What is a zone of
A
control?
city-state divided into free market zones under the everlasting interregnum of the coalition of nations. And you, of course, the citizens' militia.
The clatter of typewriter keys fills the main hall of the reappropriated silk mill. Precinct 41. Chad Tilbrook presses enter. Outside, Officer Elfboy Williams
Elfboy?
slams the door of an armored motor carriage.
The zone of control is the third incarnation of Revachol, after the failure of the suzerain and the commune.
What happened to the rest of the world?
Modernity. They developed the marvels of the inter-estellary communication, telematic milieus, radiation, colored plastics. Meanwhile, in Revachol West, the aftermath continues for the 5th decade.
It's been like this how long?
43 years.
Jesus.
Hard to fathom, I know.
What have we been doing all this
The
time?
20s saw a decade of urban war, west of the river leveled, offshore platforms in flames. Still, it's regarded as an improvement on what came before. 08 to 19 was simply hell.
And after
The
that?
30s? Things settled down in the 30s. Revachol East transformed itself into the world's largest tax haven, with the international community's blessing. For the first time in a long time, it seemed like things were going somewhere.
And that's when they discovered
Yes.
disco.
And quantitative easing.
Yay.
It was a market mirage, unfortunately. The 40s dispelled it. An Isola-wide hangover, you might say. So, here we are. Welcome to reality, baby.
From the looks of it, the 50s haven't been much better for the zone of control. You can see it in her eyes. Days slipping away.
You don't seem to be thrilled.
I've no right to be dissatisfied. This shirt is Barbara Muscova, this raincoat is impervious to rain and is guaranteed for 100 years. My daughters will wear it. No, it's just... we could have had so much more. Every one of us. If only we played it right.
What would have you done differently?
Good question. What would you have done differently?
No, her first.
I asked you, who are you on
And
the
I
list?
asked you, past-less detective of the Citizens Militia, what insight has acute encephalopathy given to you?
Sought the medical solution. Sounds like Tarzan drove those people mad. Yeah.
So a quarter of humanity simply lost their minds. And how would you stop a prion, a complex folding protein, unlife, with the technology 50 years ago?
Well, yeah, that sounds about
Good
right.
hygiene.
Yeah, they're
Really?
suffering that.
A very moderate solution to an extreme problem. It's those sort of half measures that doomed the authorities in Grad. When they failed to step up, Mazov and his party stepped in. In this particular case, maybe a more robust state response might have been appropriate. They are what they are. Who knows? An afterbloom may yet come. Anyway, enough sentimentality. Is there anything else you want to know?
Now's your chance. Ask her who she is. She won't get out this time.
Seriously, I want to know who you are.
She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
Stop dodging. What are you?
am the vilest of the vile. A traitor. A devourer of nations and infants. I am an ultra.
What's an ultra?
An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's, not the moderate kind.
Cool, I liberate pretty hard myself.
Not like me.
Oh.
I am the nether creature of the Forbidden Swamp who pushed the king under a shit wagon and betrayed the revolution. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for financial colonists? No, I think not. Tell me, now that I've uncoiled myself, do you find me frightening?
In her green eyes, you see a mixture of truth and self-satire. Decades of guilt and pride.
I forgive you.
I do hope so. I do hope we're able to remain collegial despite it all. Tell me, when you look in the mirror, do you not see a monster staring back at you? When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess.
Okay.
By virtue of their survival, they were handed enormous power to shape the future. This was all our last generation managed.
Would you have done something different?
With due respect to our overlords, the eternal caretaker government that keeps Martinaise a monument to the efficacy of its artillery, I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Not here in Martinaise, and not in the Stella Maris or Delta Beachheads either. If not for my own sake, then for my daughters. We had an obligation to defend our sovereignty. We should have burned the whole Isola down rather than let them have it.
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. An oil fire on the ocean.
You're a smart woman.
Perhaps. My intellectual vanity will be my undoing.
You're a patriot.
Yes, I suppose I am. But I wouldn't be a patriot anywhere but here.
You have daughters?
Yes. Whatever else I am, I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality?
What is...
It remains a
Fuck.
mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
Okay.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yeah, I guess I do.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse. A workhorse. For hard work.
What do I do exactly?
Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer.
Oh.
You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged. That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up.
True.
The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
I fucking ride till I die, bitch.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco-Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Sure. I even got a giant novelty check from
Wasn't
Everett.
easy getting that giant novelty check from Everett. Took some ingenuity to get
Right?
into the harbor, but you got in, and you took that bribe as hard as any cop's taken it.
Yeah, and Everett gave me the fiver.
He did. Yes, he did. And you took it. Took it and put it in your pocket. Ka-ching, baby doll. Officer Hustle riding shotgun.
Oh, and then there's pawning off stuff to that suspicious Roy guy.
You're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
I guess I'm made of some gills, sure.
Sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest?
Uh,
Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth?
Jesus.
But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
No, I'm actually not.
That's right.
I'm not.
You work harder than anyone. You almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
The system is broken.
The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
Fucking taxes,
That's
man.
right. 100%.
Fuck the taxes, man.
Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze. Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
Every time I sneeze?
Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax, alimony.
Alimony.
One tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus there's the stuff people in other countries pay for. That makes them ask for more money from you. Here, total tax duties add up to 98% of all your money.
But no fucking way. I guess I'm free market fundamentalist now.
Here you go, hustler. Fight the righteous fight. Free the people. Keep it real. Keep it street. Keep foaming at the mouth furiously on the tax issue.
So what is it? Cold-blooded. We might do that later.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? More lessons in basic reality?
Let's try this one
My
again.
favorite part.
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinaise?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again.
Exactly.
We always do.
What am I?
You're an officer of the RCM.
The Revachol Citizens Militia.
Preciso Mundo.
Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
More nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, detective.
You said de facto.
Yes. That means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
So I'm basically the thrall to foreign interests.
There's nothing basic about your role, detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
Why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you. So permit me to conclude with this. Who you are to me is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help. A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
Am I really that awkward?
Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games.
I mean, what is this place here?
Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two.
What is that?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
Who lived in them?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Oh.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat.
Wonderful.
What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture.
Yes. You and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags.
Oh, she's a hipster.
She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, now explain the same thing, but to a
Young
child.
people who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating. All right, what next?
That's all
Glad
for
to
now.
have been of assistance.
Can I talk to her? I haven't seen her since like the first few episodes. This way. And she was an asshole, I think. But maybe she'll talk to me now.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Is that bed in the coal room yours?
Oh, not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
You don't have a real
Does
home.
anyone in a city like this?
If there's pain about any particular home she's lost, she's buried it deep, fortified herself against it.
Shoot, Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell me about something. Tell me something about the murder victim's missing armor.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art for the body?
Ugh, alright. Sad Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell.
Could that girl have been little Lily? It's not a bad place to start.
I know the little girl from the village, little Lily.
Could have been her. Small kid with giant white armored hands. If you've seen one of them, you've seen them all.
Catch you later. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, through here. It's 1 a.m. I doubt the little girl will be there. We can look real quick and then go to the bed, I guess. don't know what else I can do. And the fishing village is cheaper to sleep in anyway. The little girl was like over here, but I assume, yeah, they're asleep. Those guys are there.
It's getting late.
I still need to talk to the cryptozoologist.
The bed is
Let's go to sleep and have terrible,
across
scary
the room.
nightmares.
The heating system hums its soft lullaby. The mattress feels soft and sheets warm. It only takes you moments for the world to fall away.
Lucky, it takes me like an hour and a half to fall asleep.
Thoughts, baby.
But I don't have this.
A million little lights in the dark. You're one fine instrument, brother. All those faces and all those names. All that laughter and screaming and scheming around. Every corner and every street.
I hate this voice.
Recorded in you forever on ferrotape.
Spinning an eternity.
On and on it goes for untold hours. At the disco where you first asked her to dance. Rising, rising.
Jesus.
Above the dark curvature, the great wingspan of sleep. Studded with stars.
Behold, there are millions of them down there.
Oh my goodness.
The first time. The last time. The smoke in her mouth. The plotted flowers. The faces turning, changing.
What is it?
It's the world, Harry boy. And you're made of it. Every day you're out there, you make more of yourself from it. I'm afraid you can't be unmade now. You can never forget this shit.
The rain, the snow, I don't want it. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's stuck on loop, whirling, spitting out words and images.
You're the son of the world again. Harristar, a ceaseless agent. Picking up litter and old newspapers, collecting your little bubblegum wrappers and idiotic picture postcards. Meaningless, meaningless keepsakes.
Reading your awful letters and recalling things, aren't you? The endless names of the world. An address book you are. The map of a city.
I am an agent of the world.
You'll go insane if you keep going like this. One more day, and you'll be in the loony bin. I just know you will. And for what, brother man?
For the working class. For the money, baby. For the greater good. For Revachol. Always and only Revachol.
Solving your little crossword puzzles. Doing your tasks. Crossing names off lists. Trying to become some sort of world detector. It won't make it okay. It won't put smoke back in her mouth.
I can't give up. I keep going for Revachol.
There he goes again. He's a real political animal, our Harry. He still doesn't see that it's the world changing around him.
He's got no idea what he's in for.
Why?
'Cause only love can break your heart. Beep, beep, beep. The alarm is ringing, Harry. The disco circus goes on and on. You barely slept 3 hours last night.
You can do it. It's nothing. Do it for the city. Go.
What the fuck? That shit always trips me out. Every time we go to sleep, I'm like tripped out.
You were right, brother.
What's going
Back
on?
there, in your sleep, all the weak-willed delinquents, dilly-dalliers, foreign moneylenders, insane anarchists, and yes, the woemen. They've run this place to ruin.
I didn't actually say that.
But you did. Not with words, but you did, brother.
What's going on with my gut? Did I not eat enough?
No, brother. Forget
Brother.
about your gut. We've got much more pressing matters to focus on. It's time to turn back time. I will send you back to the time when the sun had not yet vanished, when it was still setting into the sea. The time of the suzerain, the time when love was still possible.
If it was possible, what would I
To go
accomplish?
back with the knowledge and the experience you now have, and to do it all over. Do it richtig this time. Protect the suzerainty, clean up the city, revive disco music, and get her back. You could save Revachol. You could be the man, brother. No one. Don't ask about her.
Get who
You
back?
fool. Second chances are not about questions. They are about actions. Are you ready to start taking action, brother? Ultramarathon here meant Revachol. Our streets and all that. It's all there is. Just move on and answer the question.
How do we do
There
this?
must be others like you. Men who long for the days when words like loyalty and love meant something. People whose yearning for the past is so great they barely live in the present.
I don't know if that's
Those
healthy,
are the men
but
you need to find. Those are the guys who know.
how do I find
Think.
them?
Maybe you've already met someone like that.
No one misses the old days like
Now
Renee.
we're making bank. A man with guts and a memory. I felt it too. He could be a treasure trove of wisdom.
The
Who
fat
else?
glory man.
Bullseye. And that's the vibe we're looking for. Those are the people with answers. And by longing, you meant blatantly racist, right? Now, there is a man who values the past with passion. And you know how the saying goes. He who clings to the past shapes the future.
I don't think that's correct.
That is not a saying. It makes no sense.
Right?
Measurehead is exactly the kind of man who'd know how to step back into the past.
No one else comes to
Okay.
mind.
Don't worry. That's what your gut is for. Feeling these things out.
What is happening?
Let me be your eyes, and when I know for sure someone's got that special something, I'll tip you off. 3 to 4 traditionalists should do it. No need to go crazy with those guys.
Okay.
History will remember us, and this time we don't have to worry about her being kind. Praeterea Redia, Kingsman. Charge for Revachol. Charge for love.
Huh? Turn back the wheels of time. A true Kingsman cannot stomach the grotesque parody of old Revachol your home has become. Azaz, find a way to turn back time and save suzerainty and give love a second chance. Ask the local traditionalists if anyone knows how to turn back time. Jesus. You see the ways to seek. And Kim is here waiting for us. Right there. We need to find... Good morning. Do you have anything to say?
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
His disdain is clear.
Oh.
This man would not use such an expression otherwise.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
Tell me about
What's
it.
there to say? It's just stupidity.
What kind?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinaise is part of Jamrock or the Industrial Harbour. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so the struggle for who runs
Well,
Martinaise.
sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinaise than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
I wonder what it says about me that I was sent by my station. There will only be conclusion. I'm the finest we have. A hero cop sent to outperform you in every way
A
imaginable.
good joke.
What?
He does not actually think it was a good joke.
Yes, a joke. In truth, I will only moderate him. A joke, of course. Rest assured, I have no intention to compete with you. Of course, it's a joke. Look at me. How could I compete with you? You probably have tons of cases solved. Okay, it was a poor joke, but we could use a good-mannered cop-off. Don't you agree?
If it helps you work better, okay. See it as competition. But don't expect me to. Now, was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not,
Okay.
yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
We can try it.
Because you're the best qualified. No, that doesn't seem right.
I'm not good for
You
nothing.
look dumb if you keep the lieutenant waiting for too long.
We'll come back to that. Are these the twin boys?
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone while the other watches him do it.
Is little Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? Okay.
Yes.
You must be Lenny's
This
twins.
one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker.
Lily's our mum.
I already said
The
that.
stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs as well.
Bye, kid. So Lily, is that the girl that gave us the bird? Or am I mixing up people? Lily?
Hello, mister.
Ah.
Bye.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall.
What? Clasp it
It's
in your
not
hands.
the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire
Oh,
iron.
that.
How disappointing.
Of course it was a phasma. It's way too bitten. I can't believe
Right.
it.
You'll have better luck next time, though. The phasmid, finding it is your destiny.
Give the dream of discovering the isometric phasmid the rest for now. Okay. Well, that is going to have to be all for now. I got things to do, and that was a good episode, long enough. So if you did enjoy this episode, I remind you to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let's have a chat about this game in there. And I will see you next time. Y'all have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.